Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberly Moran, and I'm the director of the Masters of Forensic Science program at Rutgers University in Camden. This video is going to talk a little bit about forensic science, a little bit about the program at Rutgers-Camden and the highlights of that program, what the program involves in terms of the curriculum and the commitment by students, the support that we provide, information about admissions, and then if you have any questions, you can email me anytime at k.moran@camden.rutgers.edu. So first, a little bit about forensic science. Hopefully, if you're interested in our program and you're watching this video, you know a little something about forensic science. But just to be very, very clear, forensic science is the application of science to the law, both criminal law and also civil law when people sue each other. Whenever you see the word forensic, it has to do with the courts. So somebody who is a forensic accountant is an accountant that answers questions that are going to be involved in criminal or civil litigation. I'm a forensic archaeologist. So what I do is I apply my skills as an archaeologist, again, to questions that are going to turn up in court, either clandestine burials or archaeological damage, but always at the center of anything to do with forensic science is going to be the court system. So what we're trying to do in forensic science is use science that helps the courts and that helps the trier of fact. We need forensic science because in our legal system, you are innocent until proven guilty. And so forensic science helps provide that proof by using physical evidence and, again, using science to interpret what that evidence means. At the program at Rutgers-Camden, first of all, this program launched in 2019. We're a very new program, and we've had about 2 or 3 years of graduates up to this point. We were the first forensic science graduate program in the state of New Jersey, and the program was created because lots of New Jersey residents wanted to get a graduate degree in forensic science, but they had no options in state, and so they ended up going to Pennsylvania or places even further afield to do their graduate work. And so the program at Rutgers University Camden was designed to help our state residents study in state. It's a 2-year program. You do coursework exclusively for the first 3 semesters of the program, and then around about the summertime, in between your 2 years, you start to engage in research. You do more research in that 3rd semester, and then your 4th semester is almost exclusively finishing up your research, writing it up, and presenting it. So that research capstone project is an independent project that you do under the supervision of one of our faculty members. And the curriculum, the skills that you'll receive through our program are skills related to forensic serology, which is the detection of bodily fluids, DNA analysis, drug chemistry, which usually has to do with illicit substances, seized drugs, and then finally toxicology, whether somebody has ingested a drug. So the benefits of our program principally is because of our small size and because of the nature of our campus, we really emphasize one-on-one interaction with our faculty. You are not just a face in the crowd. All of the faculty know you by name, and you get to interact with them during classes and labs. All of our faculty are very active in research, and all of our faculty are very active in the forensic science field. We all regularly work on casework, and we involve our students in that work as well. We also really emphasize hands-on training on all the laboratory instrumentation that you will be expected to use as a forensic scientist. So you don't just learn the theory of how things work, you get to actually interface and work with the instrumentation yourself. You get to do what it is that you're learning. You also will be required to complete original research, and this really sets you up in terms of your critical thinking skills, your ability to troubleshoot, again, those hands-on practical lab skills in the laboratory, and also your ability to communicate results and interpret data. We also provide a lot of access to internships. We do offer an in-house internship, but we strongly encourage our students to get internships at local prosecutors' offices, in state labs, in medical examiners' offices, and we help facilitate those connections. We also really emphasize professional networking, actually getting to know the people that are in the forensic science community. And so we emphasize students going to conferences, joining professional societies and attending their meetings. And we just naturally introduce our students to the people that we know and the people that we work with. There also are some international opportunities. I regularly teach a course about how forensic science works in other countries. And then we go to the United Kingdom for 2 weeks, and we actually get to see that in action. We go to court, we talk with police officers, we visit forensic science laboratories in the United Kingdom. And again, it's a great networking opportunity, as well as developing all kinds of skills around travel and just working internationally generally. And then finally, we are also very involved in the community. So we regularly go out to high schools and do forensic science demonstrations. We work with some of our area museums like the Franklin Institute and the Mutter Museum to provide activities for them as well. So the program at Rutgers-Camden is designed to, first of all, deepen your awareness of all aspects of forensic science. So even though we principally focus on the lab-based sciences, we also give our students plenty of exposure to crime scene investigation, to pattern evidence like fingerprinting, and also to trace evidence. We really want you to hone your expertise in all the fields in order to be ready for employment. And again, that's why we really emphasize working one-on-one with our faculty, working in the laboratory, and doing this practical hands-on skill development. And we provide you with that experience. So through laboratory-based courses, through internships. We also I get a lot of requests for online learning. And while we're starting to move some of our lecture classes online, again, it's really important for you to be able to work with the instruments and actually know how they are put together, how you clean them, how you troubleshoot them when they don't work. And that's best done in the laboratory in person. We also help you develop and expand on your transferable skills, the things that, again, are going to be so valuable in the workplace, like your communication skills, your critical thinking, your troubleshooting, your teamwork skills. So we kind of sprinkle them throughout all the coursework. And then finally, we really want to connect you to the wider forensic science community. Again, making sure that you go to conferences, that you attend association meetings, and that, again, these things lead to jobs and internships. So the people that make up the program, first of all, me, Professor Moran, I'm a forensic archaeologist, and I focus mainly on crime scene examination and pattern evidence and human remains. We have Dr. Catherine Gergachuk. She's also the chair of the chemistry department. The forensic science program sits within the chemistry department. She does forensic DNA and computational interpretation of DNA evidence. And then we have Dr. Michelle Carlin. She's a forensic chemist, and so she teaches the chemistry, toxicology, and pharmacology classes. We also have other faculty members across various departments at Rutgers-Camden that offer courses that our students regularly engage in. And they also mentor some of our student research projects. So Dr. Salas de la Cruz, he does a lot of material science, which is really relevant for trace evidence. Dr. Georgia Arbuckle does a lot of work with microplastics, but also spectroscopy and instrumentation, again, really important for forensic science. Dr. Jinling Fu is a biochemist and works a lot with DNA. And Dr. Jennifer Oberly does a lot of environmental science and work with taphonomy and decomposition. And then finally, we have other instructors. So again, as we connect our students to the wider forensic community, we often bring in instructors that are practicing forensic scientists. They do forensic science every day for their job, and they also teach in our classes. So we have Professor Janisha Hutley, who has worked in the Office of Forensic Sciences for the City of Philadelphia as both a serologist and a DNA scientist. Paul Verdino, who is a trace analyst for the New Jersey State Police Office of Forensic Services. Amanda Buchanan, who's a forensic toxicologist. She's worked in industry, in Quest. She's also worked for the Armed Forces in their toxicology laboratory. And she's now doing research as a PhD student. We have Tanvi Kathari, who is a forensic scientist, a serologist, and a biologist for the New Jersey State Police Office of Forensic Services. And then Corey Simmons, who works at the Philadelphia Forensic Science Office doing forensic chemistry, but he also does toxicology as well. So our curriculum is 38 credits spread over 2 years, 4 semesters. And at its core, you will have 24 credits of forensic science classes. And we've just kind of put the list here. You can find all the details of the curriculum on our website. But just to give you a little bit of an idea, you'll be taking some classes in crime scene investigation, in pattern evidence, in kind of the criminal justice theory of forensic science, forensic chemistry, toxicology, and you'll be taking a graduate seminar, which again kind of helps you with those transferable skills. Then you'll be required to take 6 credits of advanced courses. They can be from any of our science departments, so biology or our Center for Computational and Integrative Biology, chemistry, biochemistry, or forensic science. And then finally, you'll have 8 credits related to your research. So we have a research sequence, 700, 701, 702. 700 is when you first engage in your research and you're doing kind of your data collection. 701 is when you're doing your data analysis, and 702 is when you're writing up your final project and doing your final presentations to the larger departments. We offer a lot of support for our graduate students. That's one of the things that I really love about our campus, is that you're part of the larger graduate school community. So you have access to the Big Ten library. So Rutgers is part of the Big Ten, and that means that you don't just have the Rutgers support, you have support across lots of different library systems. Basically, you can find any sort of journal article or book that you might possibly need for your research. We have lots of workshops for our graduate students on all kinds of things for their professional development, skills development. We have dedicated counseling for careers, as well as dedicated writing assistance. We have assistance for library research as well, which will become very important as you do your independent research projects. We also have an event at the end of the year where we celebrate all of our graduate student research achievements. And so you have the opportunity to present at that, which always looks good on your resume. We have financial aid services. We have on-campus housing, student life, various activities, all sorts of things that are available to our students. And as part of the Forensic Science program, you are also part of a larger network of our partners. We have a lot of partners in the region, and we also have partners internationally as well. I actually can't fit on this slide how many different partners that we have. But we are regularly working with local law enforcement. We provide training programs for them. We also do some casework for some of our law enforcement partners. And we have a growing alumni network. Our alumni work at places like the New Jersey State Police and the City of Philadelphia, the Armed Forces Identification Laboratory, Quest and LabCorp, various DNA and biotech companies, the Camden County Crime Scene Unit, and lots of other places as well. So every year we actually have a holiday party and we invite all of our alumni back. And it's really great to see our alumni interacting with current students and networking and getting information about jobs. So again, in terms of your career opportunities, we're training you with the skills that you're going to need for the workplace, with the theory as well, and then putting that all into practice and preparing you for success in your career as a forensic scientist. So some of the different careers that are available to students and that our students have gone into. So working at both public and private forensic science laboratories. We have some of our students that have gone on to PhD programs or that work for research institutions. Some that are aiming for a career in academia. They want to be professors. Others that are interested in law. Some that want to go on to be police officers so they can do crime scene work within law enforcement. Students that can work as medical legal death investigators. So these are individuals that work with medical examiners to investigate death scenes. Some of our students are going to medical school because they want to be forensic pathologists. They want to be medical examiners. And then finally, again, crime scene investigation, which in our geographic area is usually done by law enforcement. But if you go to other parts of the countries, we do have civilian crime scene units. So some of the advantages of being at Rutgers-Camden, first of all, we are in a very forensic active kind of region in terms of New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Delaware. So there are a lot of job opportunities in our area, both in the public and private workplace. If you are a New Jersey resident, you get in-state tuition. That's pretty great. We've got faculty that are both academically minded, research minded, as well as active practitioners. Access to state-of-the-art instrumentation and the instrumentation that is used in forensic laboratories, so that you can say at your job interview that you actually know how to use that instrumentation. You have access to the larger Rutgers network. You have a program that is very flexible, where you can really tailor the classes that you take to your interests. And then again, you have that one-on-one interaction with our faculty members. So in terms of the admissions criteria for our program, first of all, you need to have an undergraduate degree in science. I have lots of requests from criminal justice majors. If you are a criminal justice major, you will need to go back and get your chemistry classes. You can do this at any community college, but you have to have certain science in order to be eligible for our program. So we're really looking for people with degrees in chemistry, biochemistry, or biology, maybe forensic science. But the most important thing is that you must have taken up to Organic Chemistry 1 with the lab. So in order to take Organic Chemistry 1, that means that you must have taken Intro Chemistry 1 and 2 with lab. So that's why I'm saying criminal justice majors, make sure you go back and get those chemistry classes. Other recommended classes, they're not required, but they're highly recommended, are classes in instrumental analysis, genetics, statistics, molecular biology, biochemistry. If you don't have these classes, we may have you take them, once you get to Rutgers-Camden, because they are so very useful. We are looking for a GPA of 3.3 or higher. We do have some flexibility with that, but that's really that's the target that we're looking for. You'll need to submit an official transcript. Absolutely nothing can happen with your application record until an official transcript has been uploaded. You will also need a personal statement. You'll need to upload a resume or a CV. You need to upload an academic writing sample. Your writing sample can be on anything, just any sort of idea of your writing style and your writing ability. The writing sample does not make or break your application, but it gives us an idea of how much writing support you're going to need coming into the program. You'll need 2 letters of recommendation from people who know you academically. And for our application, the GRE is not required unless you're interested in merit-based scholarships, academic scholarships. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Here is my email address and the phone number to my office. Some important dates that you'll need to know. So if you want to be considered for scholarships, academic scholarships, the deadline for submitting your application, your full completed application, again, none of it can be reviewed until you've uploaded all those different parts of your application. That needs to be completed by March 1st. We'll continue to consider admissions throughout April 1st and even beyond to a certain extent. But again, in terms of funding, you really need to get your application in early if you want to be considered for any sort of funding. So we start reviewing applications as soon as they come in. We get a notification saying that there's a new completed application. So the sooner you get it in, the sooner it will be reviewed and the sooner you'll get a decision sent to you as well. So as early as January 15th. And again, we have up to a certain extent, we have rolling admissions, but the sooner you get it in, the sooner you can be eligible for any kind of scholarships. So we usually encourage students to start in September, but we do have a January start date if people are interested in starting in the spring semester. So some additional resources, our website, forensicscience.camden.rutgers.edu. There will be more information on that website in terms of the classes that you're required to take, in terms of the admissions criteria, and there should be an Apply Now button as well if you're interested in applying. Tuition and financial aid information is available on the regular Rutgers-Camden website. So finally, again, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is there. It's k.moran@camden.rutgers.edu. And I look forward to hearing from you.